Here we go.
Okay, was I speaking first, Verdita? Okay,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Good evening, everybody. My name's Wendell. I have some family and friends that I did invite to this, and I invited you because Verdita Monk, she's gonna really spearhead everything. But I just wanted to talk to you about this technology that I came across, especially through, and I really feel like the Lord just kind of dropped it in my lap. I Most of you know I had an accident about 10 years ago, motor vehicle accident. I was actually ejected from the vehicle. Broke my back in four places initially that we saw on the CT. They wanted to rush me to surgery right away. I walked away from the accident. And they wanted to rush me to surgery, and I declined surgery. I didn't feel the things that they told me that I knew with the accident, what I should have felt. I wasn't feeling any of those things. So fast forward a few years, I started having really bad arthritic pains in my thoracic vertebrae, and at times I even questioned God, did I do the right thing? Should I have taken the surgery at the time? I didn't have any decreased range of motion. I just had this pain every time the weather changed or barometric changes and pressure. And as I continued to pray and talk to the Lord and sought, I said, Lord, I need something, homeopathic, something natural. And I ran into these stem cells. Most of you know I'm a nurse and used to be a practicing physician assistant, and got into the start. I understood about stem cell research, but as I looked at these patches, and I even sat on the patches for about 8 or 9 months. I didn't. I just read about it. I didn't do anything with it. Well, I decided to try it about 2.5 months ago. And when I tell you, every morning it was a struggle to get out of bed from the pain after being, lying asleep all night and then getting up stiff. My pain is gone. I've been pain free for a little over a month. I think probably after about 3 or 4 weeks of using the patches, and after doing more research, looking at testimonials, congestive heart failure, chronic back syndrome, chronic back surgeries, multiple back surgeries. I'm looking at the testimonials. Some people with autoimmune disorder. These patches work. I'm not a salesperson. I talk about what I know. These patches actually work, and I wanted to introduce it and talk to family and friends before I even get into uh, introducing this in my practice of patients that I get to see and talk to. So this is a way to do it. It's non-pharmaceutical, no medication, non-medicated patch. And Miss Monk, Miss Verdita will get into explaining all of those things to you. But I really want to bring you on with this because you're gonna get better. You will get better, but it's an opportunity for a lucrative business venture.
Well, thank you, Pastor Wendell, for first of all, putting this call together. And I applaud you for wanting to make sure people that you care about know this information. And I just thank you for partnering with me because I am very passionate about it as well. And thank you so much. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a little bit out of breath because I ran to get my water. I forgot to bring my water. Sometimes my throat gets dry. So I'm a little bit out of breath. But either way, my name is Verdita Monk. I reside in Atlanta, Georgia, along with my husband, Harvey. And we're very, very excited about what's going on with this technology that you're going to be hearing about. And I'll tell you a little bit about our story so you can understand why I'm so passionate about it. Because as Wendell just said, I mean, this patch works. We had gotten on a call just like the one you're on right now, and we heard some incredible information, some incredible testimonies. And the first thing that came to our mind was, well, first of all, we don't need it because we're healthy. That was our response. But sometimes, God will make sure you know that you don't want to miss this. And so we were headed to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my husband is from. His parents live there. And my mother-in-law at the time was 92 years old. Now, ever since I've known her, she's been pretty healthy. I've never seen her any kind of pain or anything. And this particular time we walked in the door, she was rubbing her knee profusely. She was in excruciating pain and she needed surgery, but she didn't want to do surgery because of her age. The doctor had given her pain medication that did not seem to resolve the problem. So because we had just heard about this patch, we decided that we were going to try it on her. So let's try this patch on her. We put the patch on her knee and she went to bed. The next morning, she woke up and said she slept all night, which is something she couldn't do. She didn't have to get up and rub it and all these kinds of things. And the next morning, all the pain was gone. And so we said, wow. So we said, okay, why don't we try the patch? And even though we didn't think we needed it, we tried it out of curiosity. That night, I slept all night. And the reason that was so significant is because I normally could not sleep all night. Why? Because my husband was a chronic snorer. He also had acid reflux. So for 10 years between the snoring, and I mean, he was very loud. The snoring, the choking, the coughing, I could not sleep. So the next morning when I woke up, I noticed I slept all night, but I didn't attribute it to the patch. So we still put the patch on the next night and the same thing happened. That's when I realized it has got to be the patch. My husband has not snored in 2 years, since November the 11th of 2022. And it has been a tremendous blessing, but that caught our attention. So once that happened, and once again, you're going to hear some testimonies tonight, we realized that this patch does everything. I mean, you know, most medications the doctors give you, they're for a particular purpose. One thing for your heart, another thing for diabetes, something else for, you know, but this patch is going to capture everything that your body is dealing with. And that's what's so amazing about it. And so I just wanted you to know why we got involved. Now, Pastor, if you do me a favor and stop your video, because I'm ready to pull my thing up, but your face is right in my face. So, so let me tell you a little bit about the topic that we're talking about tonight. Is called stem cell technology. And stem cell technology became really popular. If you remember Superman, Christopher Reeves, that's the first time I think I heard about it, because he was paralyzed and he wanted stem cell technology injections. Now, let me tell you about stem cell injections. Why is that so popular? Why are doctors recommending stem cell injections? Because many times they have exhausted everything they have, all the resources they have to help a patient out of their misery. Most people have a crisis or chronic type of situation and they're desperate. And so they're willing to spend anywhere from $5,000 up to $25,000 for one injection. So there are some different things to be concerned about when it comes to getting stem cell injections. First of all, they are localized. A stem cell injection, if you put an injection in your knee for pain and you still have a heart condition, that stem cell injection is not going to help you with your heart. That's what I mean by localized. It only applies to the area that you injected. Secondly, it's very expensive. I just told you, $5,000 to $25,000 per injection. But people would do it because they're desperate. It's not insured because, I mean, it's just no guarantee. It's not, no guarantee it's going to work, but it's not covered by insurance. And so therefore, you know, that's a concern. You got to come out of your pocket. And many times it does not work. Sometimes it works, but many times it does not. So those are some reasons a person may hesitate to go to utilize a stem cell injection. Whereas with our patch, and you're going to hear about it more, it's not localized, it's systematic. So if you apply this patch anywhere on your body, there different things are going to happen, not just with your knee, not just with your heart, but, you know, with your vision, with your hearing. I mean, depends on what your body is deficient in, whatever malfunction is going on. This patch sends a signal to the brain and says, send some stem cells to my heart, and it starts working. So that's what we mean by systematic. It's not expensive. It's not $5,000. It's a price of a cup of coffee per day, you guys. It's very, very cost effective. And of course, it's not insured. And I mean, it's not FDA approved because, why? Because The FDA approves drugs. This is not a drug. I'll tell you more about it as we get into the presentation. So let me pull up my slides so I can just follow this. And I'm going to make this presentation very efficient so that you can, get all the information within a reasonable amount of time. So once again, we're talking about a patch. This particular patch is about the size of a quarter. Put it up to my face so you can see how big it's very tiny. It's about the size of a quarter, thin like a Band-Aid, and it's got paper on the back. So when you take this patch off, it's just like a Band-Aid. You just put it anywhere on your body. Now, let me explain a little bit more about, how it works. So first of all, when you wear this patch, first thing is going to happen, the copper peptides in your body are going to be elevated, because what happens, there are crystals in the middle of this patch. These crystals are made in an FDA regulated lab, made out of salts and sugars, and they turn into crystals. Those crystals are very tiny nano crystals. You can't even see them. But the light of your body, the light and heat of your body are going to reflect off these crystals, elevating the copper peptides, which in turn reactivate dormant stem cells. See, that's the reason most people are needing stem cell injections, because their body is not healing itself, okay? We'll talk about that some more. But once it reactivates those stem cells, everything about your body is going to be regenerated. Excuse me, let me give a little bit of credibility before we go any further about our company, because I want you to understand this is not some, product that nobody is not regulated or anything like that. This company is 25, is 20 years old. And this technology, the products this company represent are all over the world in 75 countries. And for 20 years, or about 16 years rather, the company was only known by doctors and elite athletes. That's who knew about the product. And so the company was averaging about $20 million in revenue up until 2021. And then in 2022, all of a sudden, this patch came along right in about 2021. It jumped up to 320 million in 2022. That just shows you the power of this patch. And then it grew to 430 the next year. Last year, the company exceeded $600 million. That just lets you know the reason why is because of this technology, okay? Now, why is this growth possible? You see, our products are so unique that everything that our company has is patented. But the products that like weight loss, skincare, hair care, you can get those anywhere. But you have a unique opportunity to have access to this technology, and we're going to show you how to get it. But I want to really edify this gentleman right here by the name of David Schmidt. He is our CEO, and he's the inventor. See, he's the one that's developing these patches. He's got over 180 patents. He's literally a genius. He's a living genius, but he's very humble about it. So he's a scientist and inventor. And let me just tell you how he got started. He was hired by the federal government, specifically the Department of Defense, to develop something for the Navy SEALs as they embarked upon a new project in the underground in the submarines. And they wanted the Navy SEALs to stay energized for 36 hours that are in a row, but not be, with some type of a drug or anything that was not natural. He wanted it to be natural, but they were not going to be eating or sleeping for 36 hours at a time, you guys. And so that was incredible that he was able to come up with his first patch called the Energy Enhancer patch. So what happened was doctors heard about it. It starts spreading like wildfire. Next thing you know, Stanford University's, the women's Olympic team at Stanford University competed in the Olympics wearing this energy patch. Now, why were they able to do that? Because when athletes are competing, they're not allowed to utilize any type of energy enhancing drug. But this is not a drug, remember. So, and there's nothing in the patch. So that's why they were allowed to do it. And so for them to even take a chance, or of course they had to submit this to the Olympic Committee, but they were allowed to use that energy enhancer. This really put our company on the map. In 2008, David started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And what happened eventually, it took 10 years to do this, you guys, to come up with this patch. It's called the X39, and $4.5 million to bring to market. But let me tell you, scientists and doctors said there is no way that anybody could come up with a way to reactivate the dormant stem cells in our body. It can only be done through an injection. Well, David proved them wrong. All kinds of companies were spending billions of dollars on research to do what he did. That's why you know he's a genius. But that is amazing, and that's why we're so excited. But now, I told you it's patented. This technology is patented. When something is patented, it means it's been proven, and they've done over 80 case studies to prove that this patch works. Now, let me describe it to you. It's a wearable, in the patent, it says it's a wearable phototherapy apparatus that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells. So it says it right there in the patent, activating stem cells, improvement in strength, improvement in the stamina, pain relief via a non-transdermal container, meaning nothing is going into your body. The non-transdermal apparatus reflects or emits specific wavelengths of light to elevate levels of the copper peptide GHKCU in the body, you guys. And here's the patent. You can look it up, and it's direct you to the National Institute of Health. So the fact that it's patented, no one else can market this product for 20 years, or 2040 is 20 years. So it started in 2020. So in 2040, we have exclusive rights to market this product. Now, let me just, elaborate a little bit on why we would need to wear this X39. I was telling you about people that maybe have degenerative diseases or things that are going on in their body, why they want injections. But why would they want to wear the patch? First of all, is because by the time we're 30, half of our stem cells are dormant. And by the time we're 60, about 90% are dormant. And see, stem cells make up the tissues and organs in our bodies. They're the body's intended repair system. So if they go dormant, we have nothing to repair our body with. So listen, you guys, millions of people are experiencing the effects of aging, and that's why we're so excited about this technology. Now, I want to make sure you understand, LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. We're simply saying this patch can reboot your body and make it do what it's supposed to do. Let me elaborate on how it works. So it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. The best way to describe phototherapy is this. When you go out into the sun, doctors would tell you that it's going to elevate the vitamin D in your body. That's a form of phototherapy. There is no vitamin D floating through the air. There's no vitamin D being deposited in your body. It's already there. But the sunlight elevates that vitamin D. That's a form of phototherapy. So once again, as a patented nanocrystal technology, nothing goes into the body. That's what we mean when we say non-transdermal. But it reflects off the light. In other words, we don't have to go out into the sun to get the light. We already have light in our body. If you've ever seen in the movies, I've seen it where, I don't even know what you call it, but where you see the light reflecting, you turn off the lights, but there's a device where you can see the light reflecting off of a body or animals. That's what happens. We are light beings. And so the light and heat of our body reflects off of these crystals in elevating those copper peptides. Doctors love this because there's no drugs or chemicals in it. No way to harm your body in any way. You're going to hear in a moment what I mean by that. But it's non-invasive, not going to compete with anything, not going to hurt the body at all. Now, there's many, many benefits of this patch, but here's a few. Increased strength, reduce inflammation, energy and vitality, increased stamina, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions. That is critical as we get older. Many people lose their muscles become less dense, and osteoporosis can kick in. But you notice older people look like they're bending over. That's because their skeletal condition is decreasing, and so this is very, very important. Improvement of sleep. I just told you how my husband and I would say we're having sweet dreams now. Okay, many people don't even dream. We've heard many people who never dreamed before, and now they're able to dream because of this patch. Look at all these things this one little patch is doing. Improved skin appearance. And I'm going to show you a visual in a moment to show you some of the things that it's doing for people's skin. Okay. Once again, I want to remind you, we're not making any medical claims. We're not saying these products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. Everybody's body is different. You know, I may respond to something immediately. We call that a one patch wonder. And somebody else may respond to for the same condition that I have. It may take them a week. It may take them a month. Okay. Now, what you're looking at right now is called a topography map. And this is a reflection of a 77-year-old woman who they placed the X39 on the back of her neck. And this topography map, what they did was they looked at her brain. In the first session, this red area represents inflammation in her brain. There was lack of brain coherence. In session 2, 3 weeks later, there was no more inflammation. You guys, improved brain coherence. And in session 3, 6 weeks later on the patch, there was a complete turnaround. Look at how the brain everything is connected. The left brain and the right brain are connecting now. You see over here, they were separate. So this is just amazing. It can be noted that when she came in, her brain was hyperactive. Her brain calmed down dramatically at the second visit. And after wearing the X39 for 3 weeks, her brain remained calm after wearing the patch for 6 weeks, you guys. This is incredible. But this could be a reflection of any of our brains. And when your brains are, when there's lack of brain coherence, it's really, it may not even just be your brain. There could be inflammation in your heart. And this is what's causing disease, you guys. So listen, I told you there were case studies done, and those case studies are reflected on a site called thisisit.info.com. So any research you need to do, you're going to see it right there on this site. But let me tell you what literally happened in those case studies. So these are facts. Within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Just to give you a comparison, you may have heard someone say that, red wine will help your heart. And that's because there's an ingredient in red wine called resveratrol. But I understand from a doctor that when you drink a glass of red wine, it may reset 2 genes. Whereas just this one patch for a couple of days will reset over 4,000 genes. That's very impressive. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. I just shared with you a diagram where a lady's brain was unbalanced and it took 6 weeks. But another way you can recognize a person whose brain is imbalanced is if they're bipolar, or maybe they're depressed, or maybe they have PTSD or Alzheimer's or autism. And we have a young man, I'll just give you an example. So this is not just for older people, you guys, this is all ages, but a young boy, 4 years old, was diagnosed with autism, and his parents started taking him to Arizona every month for 2 years to get a stem cell injection. That's an example of someone who was determined and doing whatever it was going to take to help their son. But a year ago, they heard about this patch. They heard about this patch, started giving the son this patch every day. And 3 days into the process, the teacher called wanting to know what are they doing, because she didn't even recognize their son anymore. He was so different in 3 days. They decided to wear the patch consistently, not even get any injections anymore. So a year later, which is now he's 7, he is no longer being diagnosed as autistic. That's what we mean when we say the brain is unbalanced. Those type of situations when people are not, normal, okay? Within 3 months, your collagen is increased. Do you know how significant collagen is? Collagen, if you imagine a house that's a brick house, the mortar that holds the house together is the collagen in our body. Collagen is what plumps up your skin, how soft your skin is, how plump it is, how your hair grows, how it's holding all your joints together. So collagen is increased, you guys, within 3 months. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. They say that every 6 months that you wear this patch, your heart reverses by 6 months. I meant to say 8 years. You wear it for 6 months and the heart reverses in age by 8 years for every 6 months you wear it. Don't you want your heart to get younger? But it's not just your heart, you guys. It's your liver, it's your kidney. Every part of your body, the cells are being replaced for you to get new cells. You're going to be a new body. And that's why I like to keep wearing the patch, because I want to replenish my body with new cells. And so we've got all kinds of testimonies of people who were on pacemakers, who no longer within 6 weeks, the doctor said that they were no longer, their heart was no longer relying on a pacemaker. So this is very critical, very significant, you guys. David Schmidt himself said, this is not anti-aging, you guys. This is age reversing. Now, let me just clarify how you wear the patch. You can put it anywhere on your body. You wear it for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So if you wake up and let's say you start at 8 in the morning, at 8 p.m. that night, you take it off. And then because listen, you're gonna get 30 of these patches we call this a sleeve. Then it comes into this beautiful packaging, two layers in the packaging, and you get 30 of them. So you throw it away, and the next morning you put another one on. You don't need to wear more than one, even though you can, but you don't have to do that. But here's what's really, really critical. You need to drink plenty of water. This technology is made of energy. You want that energy to flow through your body. You may start detoxing. Some people experience some things like maybe you might get a headache. If you do, take the patch off, drink plenty of water, put it back on the next day. But what this patch is doing is helping your body push the things out of your body that it doesn't want there. Okay, that headache may indicate you got high blood pressure. It could be anything, or maybe say something else happens. I don't know, but the patch is detoxing your body if that's the case, and we always know what to do for that. But look, in the case studies, they use 2 locations just so they could compare. The group A put the patch below the belly button. Group B put it on behind their neck on the C7 vertebrae. But literally, people wear it everywhere on their body, and it's okay because remember, it's systematic. Now, this is the part of the presentation I like. I love it because it is so the testimonies speak volume way more than all this information I'm talking about. And so I have the pleasure. I've invited a couple of people to the call because they have experienced some success with this patch, and we want to share it with you. So share these testimonies with you so that you can see how significant these patches are. So first person I want to ask to join the call is Ms. Gwen Millsap out of North Carolina. Ms. Gwen, can you come on and share your testimony with us?
Yes. Hi, Verdita. How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful.
Good, good. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you, Verdita. You always do an awesome job at presenting this, and your passion is, I just can't explain it. Your heart is in this. But I'll give you my testimony, and then y'all give me my husband's real quick. I was introduced to this patch in a church setting. We were having a trauma boot camp for women, and we had a lady that came from Baltimore, and she bought the patches in, and she did a 15-minute presentation similar to what Verdita is doing. And people start lining up. The Friday night, it was 2 sessions. So Friday she put them on. Saturday, people gave their testimonies. So by the end of Saturday, they went out to the table and you could order them or go on auto ship or whatever you needed to do. There was 30 people that got in line. And my daughter, Angela, was the first one to get in line. Well, I got patched last because I was working. And I've had sciatic nerve damage for 48 years. After the birth of my last daughter, my sciatic nerve was just, it was unbearable to be walking. I could sit a while. I had to get myself up, and I started taking ibuprofen. The ibuprofen did a little damage to my kidneys, unbeknownst to me, till later on. And Tylenol, I didn't take anymore. But what's amazing to me is how we learn to live with pain. We just get adjusted to it and take something and go on. Well, this day, my back was hurting me so bad because I was serving. They put the patch on my sciatic nerve, and I'm telling you, within 5 minutes, I was able to move, bend, stretch. I'm 73 years old. I could do toe touches, I twist my body any way that I wanted to. The pain was literally gone. And my mind kept saying it wasn't, but my body let me know the pain is gone. I got so excited with those patches. I came home and I didn't have any more. Angela had them. So my husband has been, well, let me tell you this first about my kidneys. My kidney function went down to 39% during the time when over the time course of the years. And since I've been wearing the patch, my kidney function is back up to 52% right now. So that is amazing. So I came home and wanted to share these patches with my husband, who's had neuropathy from April to November in his foot. Neuropathy is diabetic. It's called by diabetes, and it's pains like needles shooting through your foot, so or your body. But his was in his right foot. He couldn't drive. He couldn't walk without a cane. He very seldom walked unless I took him to the doctor. Now I'm doing all the driving and I'm taking care of him, but his pain, I'm telling you, was unbearable, just like my back. So I came in and I showed him the patch. And first he noticed something about me. He said, "What did y'all do at church today?" That was my time to tell him. You will not believe what we got today at church, what happened in the boot camp. So I showed him the patch and I said, "I want to try it on you. Let's see what it does." And so he said, okay. He said, "I guess go ahead and put it on me." And I explained to him that I would be back in 15 minutes to check on him. And I came up out of the den and started doing things in the house. And about 15 minutes later, 20 minutes, I called out to him. I said, "Babe, how's your patch doing?" Well, I didn't get an answer. He didn't answer me. So I started toward the den calling him. "How is the patch doing?" I walk in the den and there's no sign of my husband, okay? So I'm like, "Oh God, what did the patch do?" I came back, and when I came up in my family room, looked out the front window, our truck was gone. Now, mind you, he hasn't driven in 6 months, 5 months. And so about 20 minutes later, he come back and I said, "Where did you go?" He said, "I drove back to our pond. I just had to go back and get out and run on that ground up and down to give God glory for the pain that was gone out of my foot." Not only did it take the pain out of his foot, he had had back surgery in 2004. His pain was gone completely. My husband came back in the house walking like nothing was wrong, left the cane in the truck and didn't need the cane anymore. It was so amazing. He said, "Oh, wow. Well, I guess we're in business again." Because he knew if it worked, this thing worked, that I was going to be a part of it. So I just thank Verdi. And another thing, he stopped snoring that very night. And that was enough for me. He hasn't snored since then. So we got an added benefit, Verdita.
Wow. Wow, Gwen, I know you said he stopped snoring, but I didn't know he stopped snoring immediately. But listen, you guys, I hope you all heard that. All the things, and I want to warn you, everybody's body is different. Everybody may not respond as quickly as Gwen, and many times people think we're exaggerating when we say these things. All we do is give the testimony. I mean, we're just telling the truth. Okay, so thank you, Gwen, for sharing that again for us. And I also want to bring up another one of my colleagues, as a dear friend of mine out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. I'm not sure if both of them are going to share their testimony or not, but Mr. Jerry Clark. Mr. Jerry Clark, are you there?
I'm here, Verdita.
All right. Thank you, Jerry, for coming on and telling us all the wonderful things the patch has done for you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Verdita, for having me, and thanks everyone for being on. My story started about 2.5 years ago, and at that time we were living in Los Angeles. And one day, obviously, things changed quickly. I went to work, went to my office, my studio, and I opened the key, and all of a sudden, my foot felt like it was not part of my body anymore, my right foot. And I had the sharp pain go down my side. And I mean, it was very, very painful. And immediately I went to the emergency room. I don't know how I drove, but I managed to get there. And there were, I had a tremendous amount of tests ran at UCLA. The the doctors could not figure out what was going on right away. So it took about 3 months of tests, different X-rays, body scans. And during that time, we were in preparation to move in the Georgia area. So I was busy and things were very painful. Uh, so just when we were getting ready to move, UCLA doctors, the doctors I had called and said that I had a slight disc. They call it an S4, S5 between there, where my nerves had gotten very thin, and that was a problem that was creating a pain the pain on my side, but also it made my foot feel like it was disconnected, which is very scary. Well, since we were already in the process of moving, we got to Atlanta. The doctors had recommended that I find a top-notch therapy organization here, so so they could start to work. Well, it was so severe that the therapist was able to secure 4 months, 120 days worth of therapy, which was twice a week, to be paid for by my medical insurance, and which is unusual. Usually they only okay about 6 weeks, but my situation was so different and so painful that they said that probably within 3 months I showed major improvement. Well, this all didn't set too well with me, but I had no choice. I was in pain, so I started the therapy right away. And it was so gradual and so painful. And I had a really, really good therapist, but she was very tough. I mean, she didn't let me rest or do anything. Yet she couldn't do anything about the pain or give me any kind of indication that I could speed up the tactical task she was giving me. So Verdita and Harvey had left patches here at our home that I walk by every day, and I thought, okay, now I need to try something outside of the box because I'm not getting I want to get quickly. I mean, I'm used to being very active. Actually, I can run a lot and like do a lot of athletic things. So I put the patch on, and as Verdita said, it doesn't work the same in everyone. So I put the patch on, I started wearing it, and after about 2 weeks, I started to really accelerate in my therapy sessions. So much that my therapist was getting to worry that I was moving too fast, and I wanted to do some more things. And she was saying, "No, you're on a 3 to 4 month plan, and that's what you're recommended. Not that we want to keep you here that long if you show improvement." So after about 3 weeks on wearing the patch, I started to really sort of disobey my therapist a little bit. When she stopped looking, I got on the treadmill and started walking better and started walking, at a nice normal pace. After the fourth and fifth week, she came to me and she said, you're pretty much running now on the treadmill. And, I don't know, how much more you want to continue, but like from our point, we would dismiss you uh, from this and you can move on to something else or do the workouts yourself at home or however you want to do it. So, I mean, I wasn't in any pain. My foot was stronger. I could move it and everything. There was no pain. The only solution that the doctors came up with during that time was that if we really want to correct the situation, I could have surgery. And of course, I didn't want surgery on my spine. It was just, to me, it was just very risky, especially, that close to the nerves. So I continued to wear the I continued to wear the patch. I started to run. And walk, rapidly in my neighborhood. And then all of a sudden, I started noticing some other things that were different. And first off the bat, we got a new dentist. So I went to the dentist, and normally I have bleeding gums. I mean, anytime the dentist would put anything near my gums or touch them or, do the cleanings, I would bleed pretty, it was sometimes not a pretty sight. I had no bleeding in my gums. I was really amazed. Also, I felt any pain or irritation. That was something that was different, and I hadn't done anything different but wear that patch, or to wear the patch rather. Another thing that came about, blood work when I went to physical. So for the last 3 physicals I've had, my blood work has been extremely good, and all of the categories were green. And I was like, I was blown away by this. Uh, my blood pressure that would vary from 135 to 145 to 150 over 80 and sometimes 90. It always concerned me, but now the last 3 visits on my physicals, my blood pressure, and I check it twice a week here at home. My blood pressure ranges between 125 and 132 over 75 to 80 every single time. So my doctor now is thinking about taking me off this mild uh, diuretic and pretty much eliminating it. But we're going to see one more physical and see how things come out on that deal, and I'm really excited about it. So, that's pretty much
Wow.
the story. It's all things are looking up. I feel really healthy. Um, you know, uh, I'm going to keep. We're going to be real big ambassadors of this patch. And I just want to say one thing real quick because I know my time. I can see my time running out the corner there, Bertie. I just want to say this real quick. There's nothing better than feeling good health. That sometimes we get lost in the fact that we have to spend money that we think we shouldn't do or that we think we don't have. But the thing is, if you have your health, you can always get that money. And besides, if you spread the word about this patch, you're gonna reap great benefit along with great financial rewards also. So that's my story. I know I took up a lot of time, but thank you,
Right.
Verdita. Thank
That's
you.
okay, Jerry. Really quickly, I want to elaborate on one thing you said because I want people to understand how significant when you were talking about the bleeding gums. What you told me was that ever since you were 18 or 19 years old,
Oh
you had
yeah,
to get a specific type of cleaning, like it's a really deep cleaning that you said was very painful ever since you were 18 years old.
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
that would
yeah,
be about every 18 months.
yeah. About every 12 to 18 months, I would have to get a deep cleaning, and
But you
that's
didn't
not.
have to get it
I
this
haven't
time.
had I haven't had to have that in the last 2 years.
That
It's
is
just
amazing. That's the part that I want people to really catch. So now, thank you so much, Jerry. You can stop your video and your mute your audio as well. Thank you so much. But here's what I want y'all to take away from that. You notice all these different things. One patch is helping with your blood pressure, with the something they said they want to do I thought he called it a drop foot, where they wanted to do surgery. All these, that's a whole different thing than high blood pressure. That's a whole different thing than your teeth, period. A lot of people talk about the periodontal disease diminishing and going away. So, I mean, this patch is incredible. And I have so much fun just reaching out to people I care about. And that's what we are all doing, just helping people feel better. So now I told you I was going to share with you a visual. Look at this visual right here. This is a gentleman that has a condition called vitiligo that has no cure. There's no cure for it. They have treatments for it, but none like what you see here. Look at all the spots in 3 months kind of diminishing on his forehead. Look at this area down here. Uh-oh, my battery's running low. I'm sorry. 1 second. 1 second. I apologize. I had to get my charger, my charger was going low. But as you can see, his skin has improved. It's just unbelievable, you guys. So then you look at this lady right here who, you know, look at the area around her chin and her neck area. All looks like a whole new individual in 3 years. It's reversing her aging. And so this is just incredible. That's an example of skin improvement. So listen, it's just so many things we cannot talk about it all. But if you go to this site called thisisit.info.com again, you know, I told you about the case studies, but all these testimonies, if you click on testimonies, you will see many, many more testimonies. We cannot cover. It's just very refreshing every single day to hear that. Now I'm going to speed it up because I don't want to stay on this call too long, but we talked about your health freedom. Imagine, you know, being free from all these different ailments that are keeping you, bounding you down every day. But I want to talk about financial freedom because let's just face it, you know, it takes money to live nowadays. But what better way to help you financially than to help other people? See, when my husband and I first heard about this, it was not about the money. It was like we were so compelled by what we were hearing. We felt like everybody needed to hear about this patch. So we decided to be ambassadors, as Jerry said, so that we can help other people. But it is also allowing time freedom because now you have choices of what you want to do with your time. But let me tell you about what happens when you start sharing it with your friends and family. The company compensates you, and you may as well be compensated if you're going to spend your time, you know, spreading the word. But let me let you know, our company is growing so fast because of Patch Works, as you can see, that our company was voted, well, I shouldn't say voted, but ranked #1 in momentum. We're the fastest growing home-based business in the world, according to a site called businessforhome.org. They look at all the home-based business companies and they've voted for us #1, and the company's gotten all kinds of awards for how everything about our company. Now, I want to let you know, we do have, let me tell you a little bit about our compensation plan. I'm going to go over it very quickly, but we can't make any promises or guarantees according to your income, but because it's all based on your efforts, it's based on your skill set and all that. But I will say this, I love helping people, you know, master our compensation plan. That's what I master in. And I've dedicated myself to helping people. So if the person has a desire, we're here to help you, okay? But let me just tell you how you can get paid. Let's say you share this with one of your friends and they say, well, I want to try one of those. And you say, well, listen, these are the ways that you can purchase it. They decide, I just want to be a customer. Let me try one of those sleeves, one of these 30-day supplies. I just want to be a customer. I just want to try it one time. They can get that patch, this sleeve, for $149, $150, which is incredible considering what the patch does. It's about $5 a day. And that the company will turn around and pay you $50. They're going to go to your site and order it. You're going to get $50. But I want you to remember this. The company is also giving you points. In this case, it's going to give you 77 points. This is what you're earning when you share this and someone wants to be your customer. They also have the option of being a preferred customer. That simply means that person, you know, wants to get this patch every month. They don't want to just try it once. They want to do it every month. The company's going to give them a huge discount to $99.95 just because they want to do it every month. But you're going to get $20 every single month when the person purchases that sleeve. You refer this to them one time, you get $20 every month, plus you're getting 43 points every month, okay? So remember that. Now, but the other thing they have the option to do is if they click on the button that says join, they get to be a brand partner like you are, if you're a brand partner. So that means they have an opportunity of getting the core package. I'm going to tell you more about that package in a moment, but I will say the core package, you get 3 of these 30-day supplies in it, and it's going to, you know, cost you about close to $300. But I mean, that's what it's going to cost that person. But you're going to make $35 when they purchase that, and you're going to get 180 points, a whole lot of points. And you know, it's not as much profit in that as you might imagine, and that's because the company is giving it to you, giving it to the people for wholesale, which is $99, but you're getting $35, okay? Now, the second way you can get one of these packages, if you get 6 sleeves, they're going to give you a huge discount. You're going to pay $535. So you're saving $65 just because you got that package. But the company's going to pay you $75 when that person purchases this package, and they're going to give you 300 points. But then there's the top package. I'm going to elaborate on these a little bit more, but you'll earn $405 and you're going to get 745 points when that happens. Here's what happens with those points. This is you. Let's say you referred a couple of friends, and these friends started coming and purchasing these packages. Every single person that purchases one of these packages, they're going to go into something called a binary, which means you're building a left team and you're building a right team. And all those points that I told you about, they fall in this person who purchased obviously advanced packs because it's 300 points. All these points go on one side and on the other side of your binary. And at the end of the week, every week we get paid, they look at all the points that are generated on the left. In this case, it was 2,130, and all the points that's generated on the right, which is 1,005. And they divide the strongest side by 660, which generated. So that means this side, it went in 3 times. And on the other side, you divide that by 330. And that's going to generate those two combinations of 660 and 330 is going to generate a cycle, which is $50. And in this scenario, remember, it was 3 times. So 3 times 50 is $150 you made in addition to what you made when you enrolled in this scenario 2 people. Maybe this person enrolled 2 people and it just kept going. You get paid on all of those people. You probably don't even know these people, right? Now, in that part of our compensation plan called a binary, you can earn all the way up to $25,000 a week based on the level of rank that you've achieved in the company. So the more people that keep spreading this, you will keep, rising to higher heights. So it's a very, very lucrative compensation plan. That's just the second way we got paid. The first way was the immediate profit you made when a person purchased a package. The second way is the points, and thus called a team commission. Everybody is participating in that. The next way we get paid is very important, but the way you participate in the third way we get paid is becoming a manager on our team. That simply means you went out, shared it with 4 people, 2 on your left side, 2 on your right. They got that core package, which is the one that's $295, where they got 3 sleeves. You put 2 of those people on your left, 2 on your right, you're now a manager. Now, why is that significant? Because that's going to allow you to participate in the 4th way of pay, which is our matching bonus program, and it's unlimited income potential. What that simply means is this. Let's say if you enrolled me in the business, I would be what you call your first level. Anybody that you personally enroll, that's your first level. Let's say this week I go out and earn $1,000 in the binary that I told you, that structure that I showed you, I earn $1,000. The company's going to pay you $250 or 25%. So everybody, you can enroll 1,000 people, no matter who they are. Every time they earn money in the binary, you get 25%. Then the people that like me, if I was on your first level, I enroll someone, that's going to be your second level. So you're going to earn 20% of what those people earn in the business. They don't take it away from those people. They give it to you on top of that. And then the third level are the people on the second level enroll, but you're getting 20% of those people as well. So you can see there's going to be hundreds and thousands of people one day in your organization. And, because my husband and I are so committed to helping a lot of people, our team has grown to almost 7,000 team members now. And, and can you just imagine certain people that you're getting bonuses on every single week? It starts adding up, you guys. And here's what it kind of looks like. Let's just say the people on your first level this week, what they earned in the binary added up to $17,000. You're getting 25% of that, or 4,250. The people on your second level in this dark area, blue area, their binary commissions added up to 23,500. You're getting 20% of that in this scenario, 4,700, and on the third, 7,600. So you can see how that works. You won't start out making these types of commissions, but it will happen eventually, okay? Because the patch is working. I just expressed to you that we are fastest growing company in the world. Now, if you go to this site called thisisitteam.com, it's going to elaborate more. I did it very quickly for the sake of time, but it's going to elaborate more on our compensation plan. Everything you need to know is there, but we're going to be walking you and working with you along the way. I want you to know we have some business building tools that I want to mention to you. This right here is a card, the front and back of a card that we use, like when let's say if we're sending someone some patches in the mail or dropping some off. On one side of the card, it talks about the benefits of the patch. On the other side, it tells you how to use it. And then you put them in this envelope and put your patches there. Then we also have another business building tool called an app. It's called the InTouch app. You can use this, everything you need to know or do. It's like an office in your phone. And so that's a great tool as well. But you may have received this application from Wendell, or if not, he has it, he can email it to you. That's probably the best way for you to get it. And the reason you want this form is you want to print that form out and let him know, do you want to get a one-time sleeve as a customer, or do you want to get it every month as a customer? But if you want to get it become a brand partner, because you know that you care about some people, you know, that you want to share this with and you want to get compensated for it, let him know which one of these packages you want, and then let him know how many sleeves you want every month, because you don't want to stop using the patches. But let me explain these packages a little bit more. Remember, the core package is $2.95. You're going to get 3 sleeves in there, 3 30-day supplies. It's going to cost you $2.95. That's for people that maybe are married and they just want to, you know, use it for their spouse, and they may just want a few extra patches in one sleeve to share with a few people. But the person who gets the advanced pack, they're going to get 6 sleeves for $535, meaning they are saving $65 right off the bat, because this is a $600 wholesale value. But that position automatically positions you to be a manager, because in order to be a manager where you can get those matching bonuses, you must be at the advanced level. So if you cannot afford to do that right now, start at the core and upgrade. Now, just for example, to show you how this thing may work, there may be 4 people on this call right now that say, you know, Wendell, hurry up and get me some of those patches. Now he's got 4 people. Now he's already manager. And he would, if he's not at advance, he would want to, so that he could qualify for matching bonuses. Then the premium pack is for the people that are serious. My husband and I decided to get this pack because we saw the vision. We knew there was a lot of people that we wanted to get patches to, and we knew that people many times will say, "Can I get some of those right now?" I don't want to have to, you know, mail off and get them. I already had them on hand, and I would just get them out of my inventory. But there were 5 people that their very first week, because of the fact of their excitement, they asked us what package we got. They got the same package, and we made all our money back the very first week. But here's the other part I want to elaborate on: the monthly subscription. See, in order to get paid through our company, you must be active every month. These packages is just a one-time purchase, but every month, in order to continue to get paid, you need to at least purchase 1 sleeve a month. And to keep your points, you can max out at $100 per month in commission. But you need a sleeve anyway just to use it. But if you're married, you need at least 2 anyway. But if you're not married, you still need 2, because you need 1 to use yourself and another to maybe share with other people as you run into people. But that 2 sleeve subscription will allow you to max out the comp plan. It's unlimited the amount of money you can make, but also you will not have to do your monthly subscription for 3 months, you know, a total of 90 days, whereas these are just for a 30-day. So anyway, just wanted to express to you what that means. I want you to know that our company has incentive trips on, you know, that you can take and qualify for. We have a incentive trip coming up the end of April in Punta Mita, which is a fabulous area right outside of Puerto Vallarta. And so that's something we can tell you more about. This page right here basically just tells you all the calls we're having on every single day. That information, this schedule is on digitalalliance101.com, digitalalliance101.com, where you can click on Zoom schedule and get whatever calls like this is going all during the week. But yes, you guys, I want to thank you for taking the time of getting on this call. I encourage you to get back to Wendell. Let him know if you're number one. Number one, means that you want to just be a customer. Let him know what kind of customer. Do you want to get it every month, or do you want to just try one time? He'll know what to do from there. If you say, well, you know what, I like what I hear, but I do have some questions. Between Wendell and myself, we're going to make sure we get your questions answered. You're number 2. The number 3 person says, you know, Wendell, I love what I hear. I want to be an ambassador. I'm ready to go. Sign me up for that the premium pack, the top pack. I see the vision. Or sign me up for the, let him know what you want, and then we'll get you in the system. He knows what to do from there. But listen, you guys, thank you so much for your time. And Wendell, thank you so much for putting this call together. This call is recorded, and you will get a copy of it.
All right. Thank you so much, Vanita. My point of contacts, I will be with you. I will be getting in touch with you very, very soon. And again, Vanita, thank you so much. And I adjure you, I tell you, this is something that you need to get on. I'm telling you, it worked for me, and you heard the testimonials of the others. You need to do this. All right. Good
All
night.
right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.